Putting the lens on Grenada, its people and its possibilities. This is State of Affairs. Reporting this week, I am Tahira Natalie Carter. In this week's show, construction rebounds. The sector, which received a heavy battering from the 2008 meltdown, soars to record heights in recent years. A boost for sustainable development in Grenada as disaster management stakeholders move to build resistance. And entry denied. Health workers in the front lines in a combined ward to keep out the Chickpea virus. Karine Moraine, Trevor Thwaites, and Kevin Frederick all report from the Grenada heartland when we come back.
There is still a place where untouched beauty meets soothing experiences and a warm people. It is a place where cascading waterfalls meet quiet meandering rivers to join silky stretches of white sand beaches. A place where you are greeted with the friendly smiles of the local people, while the rich aroma from the abundance of tropical fruits, fresh herbs and spices fill your lungs. A place perfect for curious minds intrigued by 18th century plantations, a water-propelled rum distillery, historical forts, and petroglyphs that are still visible today. A place where you can go turtle watching, feed mana monkeys, and marvel at water-filled craters created from extinct volcanoes. This place also allows you to enjoy perfect year-round sailing conditions while diving the world's first underwater sculpture park. This charming place is neatly situated in the Southern Caribbean and is popularly referred to as the Spice Islands of the Caribbean. These islands are Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So come visit us as we take you on a journey like never before. Come, experience the rhythms of spice.
Welcome back. About 300 workers lost their jobs when Grenada's construction sector suffered a heavy hit as a result of the global meltdown of 2008. However, this decline has been checked, and the sector is making a big comeback following a change of government. The Keith Mitchell administration has arrived with an aggressive plan to revive the sector as a crucial part of what has been described as the new economy. A 5% reduction of VAT on construction items helped spark a revival that has catapulted the sector to record growth. Karine Moraine donned her hard hat and visited the construction sites to bring us the details.
The construction sector has been a barometer of sorts that measures the state of the economy and in particular how the ordinary man is doing. The 15-month-old government has been trying new measures to rekindle the sector, measures that would have eased the financial strain on contractors and homeowners who want to build. A 5% VAT reduction on building materials was implemented. This measure not only boosted construction, but also impacted government's revenue, and after a long lull, 6 years in fact, government recorded a 20% increase in that sector in 2013. The Physical Planning Unit has reported an increase in the number of new and resubmissions of applications, especially for residential construction. M&N Hardware in Hope St. Andrew sells and delivers building materials island-wide and was one of the suppliers of materials for the construction of the Sandals La Source project. They have also done business with the contractor on the new NIS building in St. George's. These two projects are said to have played a major role in the increase experienced by government in 2013.
Sandals La Source project, that definitely would have been a major contributor in terms of increased sale and increased activity in the construction sector. Also, we think the NIS building in St. George's did also impact it. And of course, the reduction in VAT would have brought about some stimulation and increased activity in the sector.
The M&N hardware manager, Francis Mahon, says the first quarter was a bit slow, but is optimistic that things will pick up again. He had a suggestion for government when negotiating for future projects to keep the sector active.
And I hope that government will negotiate in terms of allowing the developers to do local purchase, because as we have seen in the Sandals project, and I think it was a big project, we were able, the local hardware suppliers, we were able to supply that project, and undoubtedly we think that we are poised to supply any project in Grenada.
Douglas Lilly is the operations manager of Creative Designs. He too believes that the Sandals project was instrumental in stimulating the construction sector.
We were fortunate to be involved in quite an extensive part of that. We constructed the two big 5-storey blocks at Sandals. We did the main pool at the beach as well. We did the river pools that run between the two 5-storey blocks. We did the retail buildings. Some plant buildings, water tanks, and also the point suites, which are the ones as you drive into Sandals. We were involved in those. We were also involved in some other projects. SGU had some projects last year that we did.
State-owned concrete and aggregate supplier Gravel Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation is experiencing better times as the construction sector revives. The return of the Consolidated Contractors Company, CCC, to Grenada has impacted that company greatly.
We are actually dealing with the CCC project, which has a lot of roads to do, and Gravel and Concrete is the exclusive supplier of those projects. And I'm saying right now we are at Mongozo site, and we are expecting to go to New Hampshire. We have a next one in Mamacan, and so forth. So there's a lot of projects that could come on stream, and that is regarding supplying for CCC.
Bill Marichaud, concrete manager at Gravel and Concrete, says it was very difficult for them when construction was at an all-time low.
It certainly was a difficult era. We couldn't meet our bills, unfortunately. But as I said, presently now, over the last year or so, we have seen a significant increase in our concrete production. Prior to that, we've been doing like 600, 700 yards a month average, and now we're over the 1,000. So it's definitely a serious increase.
CCC workers too are thanking the government for welcoming the company back to Grenada, since for many of them, this was their main source of income to sustain their families. This time around, they are also getting opportunities to utilize the skills learned from past projects.
It's kind of a different in a sense because it gives we the Grenadian a chance to, what you might say, to prove our skills.
It's a wonderful thing to be back here right now with CCC, knowing that CCC play a big role in construction in Grenada for over the past years.
I feel great because for now this is one of the biggest projects that are going on the island right now. So we feel happy to be back on the project and doing a lot.
This foreman is working on the construction of a residential building in the south of the island. He too believes that construction is on the rise.
It starts building up a little, you know. As you travel along, you see people, I don't know if money gets available for them, you know, but so far, it's coming on.
Construction is on the rise, jobs are being created, and the sector is indeed recovering. For State of Affairs, I am Karine Moraine.
These are the images from across Grenada. This is State of Affairs. More stories from the heartland after this.
There is still a place where untouched beauty meets soothing experiences and a warm people. It is a place where cascading waterfalls meet quiet meandering rivers to join silky stretches of white sand beaches. A place where you are greeted with the friendly smiles of the local people, while the rich aroma from the abundance of tropical fruits, fresh herbs and spices fill your lungs. A place perfect for curious minds intrigued by 18th century plantations, a water-propelled rum distillery, historical forts, and petroglyphs that are still visible today. A place where you can go turtle watching, feed mana monkeys, and marvel at water-filled craters created from extinct volcanoes. This place also allows you to enjoy perfect year-round sailing conditions while diving the world's first underwater sculpture park. This charming place is neatly situated in the Southern Caribbean and is popularly referred to as the Spice Islands of the Caribbean. These islands are Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So come visit us as we take you on a journey like never before. Come, experience the rhythms of spice.
Grenada's Sustainable Development Thrust was given a lift with a 5-day comprehensive disaster management workshop last week in St. George's. 25 representatives from key stakeholders actively participated in what reports say was an enlightening exercise. Mainstreaming climate change in disaster management, Grenada and the Caribbean employed in an attempt to build resistance through climate smarting. Staffer Trevor Thwaites was one of the participants.
Key stakeholders from the Prime Minister's Ministry, the Ministries of Education, Health, Agriculture and Finance, NAWASA, NADMA, Tourism, the Met Office, Rubis and GrenNec actively participated in the workshop. Mainstreaming climate change and disaster management in the Caribbean was the theme, as Grenada and the region attempt to build resilience through climate smarting. Comprehensive disaster management, natural and anthropogenic hazards, climate change, climate vulnerability, and Caribbean vulnerability were among the issues addressed. The exercise is seeking to develop a sound country program for disaster risk management, which is part of the Caribbean Development Emergency Management Agency SEDEMA's strategy for 2014 to 2024. Jamaican Carrie Ann Thompson is the project coordinator.
Well, we thought it was important to have a national level multi-sectoral consultation on developing a country work program for disaster risk management. We thought it was important because we needed to be in line with SEDEMA, the SEDEMA enhanced strategy for 2014 to 2024. We deem it important because it addresses CDM, which is Comprehensive Disaster Management, and we deem it important because we need to integrate cross-cutting matters such as climate change adaptation, gender considerations, and further, we also need to include it. We need to have this workshop in order to enhance the country work program beyond the current time frame. Doing this session now will bring it beyond the current year and into up to, say, the next 5 years.
Thompson says that there is need to adapt to the changing times.
We know many of the effects of climate change. Warmer temperatures, greater frequency of storms, sometimes dryness, sometimes drought, shifting of seasons, and we need to take part in activities that will basically allow us to live and adapt to that new environment and those new circumstances.
Right, and here's where risk reduction comes in.
Right, so disaster